This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
Well, welcome into another Tuesday night. It is our annual Coaches Show each and every week here at LeGrand Cantina inside the mall. So you can come join us each and every Tuesday at 6 p.m. where we talk area high school football. 6 teams in all 3 Lawton schools, Cache, Elgin, and Walters. And believe it or not, we're looking to week 7 already. So we've already got the halfway point, really knee-deep into the district schedule. And whether you want to call it Separation Thursday, it's going to start right now. These next few games for each of these teams are going to decide that pecking order when it comes to that district matchups. In fact, we've talked about this a little bit when it comes to playoffs. You have 8 in the district, and then you have the top 4 that go into the playoffs, and then that way the 4 will take on the other 4 in the other district on the western side. 1s play 4s, 2s play 3s, and so it's very important to get a win, very important to get your 15 maximum district points, so then at the end of the season you could be called district champion and have first place and 2 home games for the playoffs. If you finish second, then you're going to at least have 1 home game, and third and fourth will be on the road, but you'll be in that playoff mix. So it's very, very important, and we'll talk about how important those games are. But LeGrand Cantina is where we're at inside the mall. They've got a brand new location just opened yesterday for the first time in Wichita Falls, Texas. So if you're ever going to make a trip down south or go to Wichita Falls, you can look up LeGrand Cantina there as well. We're in their private room in the back. You can reserve that for special occasions, whether it be birthdays, anniversaries, hail and farewells. You got Christmas coming up right around the corner. If you have a little area that you'd like to have a spot reserved, then this would be a place for you. Also, they've got the traditional old homemade recipes from the family, and they've got modern day recipes as well, so you can kind of mix and match when it comes to the menu here at LeGrand Cantina. So we've got schools to talk about the programs, and we'll have the MacArthur Highlanders on deck, and they'll be up first, and we'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Craving delicious Mexican cuisine? Head to La Gran Cantina at the west entrance of Central Plaza. We're open late, serving up handcrafted drinks and authentic Mexican dishes. Enjoy daily happy hour from 6 p.m. until closing time. La Gran Cantina. We're the perfect spot for both lunch and dinner.
Goodbye, paperwork. Hello, convenience. Farewell, waiting. Hello, personal service. Catch you later, dreaming. Hello, planning. Buy your dream home, connect with a personal banker, and easily schedule an appointment with digital tools from Arvest Bank. Goodbye limits, hello possibilities.
Well, back at LeGrand Cantina, where we've got our coaches show with 6 area schools that will talk high school football in week number 7. Oh, by the way, it's fall break. And I kind of think that this is interesting that the last couple of years, fall break has been staggered, Coach, as far as, well, this person's, this school districts have it, and now it used to be where fall break was universal across the state, and everybody kind of knew it. Now it's kind of like mix and match of some are and some aren't. I think this opponent for you guys with Midwest City was like that. I think the reason you had to play outside of that was they weren't on fall break last year, and so now we're back to, I think we're all on fall break right now.
I don't know who all's on fall break, but I know that we are in Midwest City is. So.
Yeah, well, that's important. Okay. All right, so let's review last week. the Duncan Demons. We talked about the tradition that MacArthur has had with Duncan. You talk about how that has been an ongoing back and forth for many, many years. It went back as far as when you were a player there, and you played regular season games, you played playoffs. But reviewing from the film, what did you take away from that matchup?
Well, we played hard like we have all year long. I was disappointed a little bit. I didn't think we played particularly well. I thought we were really sloppy at times, had way too many penalties, and I don't know if that's from having a bye and then a game against a class in SAS, and that was our first kind of game back from our non-district schedule. But either way, I've been doing this long enough. I know that you're not going to just play lights out every single week, even though that is our goal. But we've got to get some stuff straight going forward. But overall, I think our offensive line continues to improve. I'm really proud of those guys, and we ran the ball for a lot of yards, and our quarterback played well, and defense, they played pretty well too. They got a score late against us, and then hit a kind of a well-designed. I don't know if you call it a trick play, but a well-designed play in the first quarter to get on the board too. But overall, the defense played really well too.
All right, so this week you got a foe that's come in recently in the last couple of years. Midwest City was a 6A school that dropped down to 5A, so you've seen them the last 2 years. But the interesting thing for those who are watching in the box like we do, you get scores and you're watching other games as well, and it was on the network, and it was Midwest City and Bishop McGuinness. Now, Bishop McGuinness was a team that you kind of heard of because they were on the 5A on the other side of things, but it's interesting that MacArthur has never really kind of had to match up with Bishop McGuinness because either they finished second or wherever you finished, it never made a clash as often as you see like maybe a Guthrie or a Carl Albert. So we didn't, as far as when you say observers that were watching these two, didn't really know much about Bishop McGuinness. And who was Midwest City? Well, you saw them play Newcastle. So breaking down that film and others, who is Midwest City?
Midwest City, obviously the first thing is they've got a ton of athletes. They're athletic at every spot on the field. And, they didn't have a great first half of the season necessarily. Everybody always is talking about how Midwest City's down, and I've said all along I'm not buying into that. I know the kind of athletes they have.
Right.
And then they jumped up last week and beat McGuinness. So they're a good team that it's going to be a challenge to go up there and beat them.
Well, and they got that win on Bishop McGuinness's home field too. So it wasn't it wasn't a home game for them. They went on the road, not much of a road trip, but they went on the road to go do that. Your keys to the game specifically for a win on Thursday?
Well, I've been telling our kids the last 2 years we played Midwest City on fall break, and they we haven't played well, and we've tweaked a little bit of what we're doing with our practices and stuff, just searching for maybe a change that can help us out. But I want to go up there and play well. I feel like if we do that, we're going to be in a good position to win the game.
So are you afternoon or morning sessions for fall break? What have you been doing?
We're mornings. We've been going film at 9 and practice at 10, which is pretty standard for us. But we are going to have a full practice tomorrow, as opposed to a typical pregame practice that we have the day before a game, and we're going to come in Thursday morning and do an extremely light walkthrough on game day. That's typically our day before type practice.
I was talking to one of the Eisenhower players come in and say the coach asked them did they want morning or afternoon, and believe it or not, the kids select morning because usually say, oh, you don't want to sleep in. No, they wanted the rest of the day off, so I guess morning was the one that we went. You got Michael Puschke with you, offensive coordinator for the MacArthur Highlanders, and so let me just ask you, kind of evaluate this offense. You were really kind of, I would say spoiled with a sophomore class that was really kind of coming together, especially with their quarterback and wide receiver. But you got some young guys that have come in too and contributed. So how would you grade this offense up to this point?
I just think each week we keep getting better. Last time I was on here was Ponca City, and I think from that game to now, Coach Manning mentioned earlier, our offensive line I believe is the biggest growth that we've had so far and difference maker. I mean, we rushed for 500 yards last week. And so had a running back go for 200, another one go for 100, and then quarterback go for 100. And so, up front's where it all starts, and offensive line just really improving week to week.
Now, very unfamiliar for high school football, but how spoiled are you to have the depth at running back as we've seen? It's not just 1, 2, we call it a 1-2 punch, but you can actually call it 1, 2, 3, and then now we're seeing a fourth now. Talk a little bit about some of the ones that are kind of in weights that are also producing.
Yeah, it's very it's a blessing when you do have that depth at running back, just with the tempo that we play, getting those guys breathers, getting them in and out, keeping them fresh. But no, our young guys, you got Connor Claiborne, who's just a sophomore, has done a great job when he gets in the game. He's a hard runner, runs with low pad level. But, yeah, we got a couple other ones down in those younger classes that, it's going to keep coming for the next couple of years.
How, you also help with the JV, and how is that? Talk a little bit about how their season been, and talk a little bit about some of the names that we're always familiar with the names we hear all the time. And, luckily we have, you have some juniors that are going to come back for their senior year, but there's also some in the JV squad that we may not be aware of.
Yeah, of course, Connor's run the ball for us in JV, but also, defensively, we've got a bunch of good guys over there. We got a freshman in Eagle who's a linebacker that's really, I think, is going to be really good for us down the road. And then Brady Fernandez is another one really good defensively that's kind of shown up. But, yeah, that younger class, really looking forward to them.
Well, and a little bragging point for the district, how nice is it to have JV games there at your own home field?
It's awesome. I mean, it's, one of those things that, as behind the scenes you don't see, but to go get a bus on a Monday and then go to Cameron and then come back and then take the bus back,
right.
And then it makes it 11:30 night on a Monday, and so yeah, to be able to get done with practice, walk right back out there and kick off, it's awesome, and our administration has done a great job with these facilities, and they're only growing. So
well, I saw that a couple weeks ago. Eisenhower was having their senior night for volleyball. Got finished, I walked out, and it's something that you don't see because usually it's a dark spot over there because the practice field was there, and Eisenhower's field was lit up, the press boxers, fans in the stands, and I said, now there's a different look that I've not seen coming out of a volleyball game.
Yeah, it's really cool, I mean, we had our first game there earlier in the year for JV, and, yeah, we're all standing on the sideline, and I think that first drive we drove down and scored, and Garrett Justice, which is another JV player that I hadn't mentioned that's a good receiver, he caught a touchdown on the first drive, and so I said, Garrett, from now on, you're going to go down in history. You're the first touchdown.
The first touchdown on this field. Yeah, at MacArthur High School's field. Wow, that's cool. And then how would you like to see the offense improve? Because, coaches are never satisfied with what they see. Of kind of you got the rest of the district play and then, kind of hone your skills for maybe a playoff run. So what does that look like as far as offensively? How would you like to see us get better?
Each week, obviously, the goal is to get better each and every week, and to strive for protection. Like Coach Manning said, we had some sloppy stuff happen this week. Cutting that stuff out. We made a big emphasis with it being fall break. I kind of challenged my guys in the receiver room to treat it as, you're being able to prepare like a professional prepares. You don't have any school obligations, none of that. You're 24/7 football this week. And so, just going out each and every week, getting better, because we know, this week and then Newcastle and Bishop McGuinness, the competition just gets better and better as you go. So eliminating, as we call them, shooting ourselves in the foot. And so just cutting those out. A
little short week bus ride for a Thursday matchup, but I think of the 13 schools on the network, 10 are playing Thursday. There's only 3 that are playing on Friday, and Eisenhower's one of them because they share the field with Lawton High, and they're playing Thursday at Cameron. So on the road Thursday, we're kind of used to, in the Lawton area, used to Thursday games. That really doesn't throw you off. But fall break and Thursday, anything to that at all?
No, like Coach Manning said, kind of mixing up the practice schedule, what we usually do typically, and getting those kids up there on Thursday, going to do a light walkthrough. And at the end of the day, it's as Coach Holmes would say, you go out in the parking lot right now, we're ready to play.
Okay, well then you'll be dialed up and ready during fall break. MacArthur Highlanders, Midwest City Bombers, Thursday 6:30 for the pregame, 7 o'clock for the kickoff. You can join us on the Oklahoma Sports Network. We'll be back. We still have Walters just walked in, so we've got Cash, we've got Walters, Elgin, Eisenhower, Lawton High yet still to talk to. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Delicious Mexican cuisine? Head to La Gran Cantina at the west entrance of Central Plaza. We're open late, serving up handcrafted drinks and authentic Mexican dishes. Enjoy daily happy hour from 6 p.m. until closing time. La Gran Cantina. We're the perfect spot for both lunch and dinner.
Are you looking for more than just a job? Paris Foods in Lawton offers a career with a competitive starting wage, opportunity for advancement, life and health insurance, including medical, dental, and vision, as well as 401k retirement plan. At Bar S, you can be proud of a company that gives back to the community. But most of all, you can take pride from making a quality product. Bar S Foods, making the best tasting hot dogs and smoked sausages. The food America likes to eat. So come be a...
Well, we're at La Gran Cantina here inside the mall, where you can join us each and every Tuesday for our coaches show. 6 area schools that we talk to about high school football, week number 7. And the Elgin Owls are up next, and Adam Castro joins us. First time this year to be on the show, and thanks for coming. And I was going to ask Coach, I asked him last week about the familiarity with 4A, because you guys jumped back to 5A for a couple of years, then it's back to 4A. I said, well, have you gotten used to it yet? He says, by the Weatherford game, I'll be used to it, and that's who you've got on the slate. So it's kind of a foe that you kind of remember back maybe in the foggy distance, but what have they seen on film that you have to be prepared for Thursday?
They're a really physical football team. They're giving up 5 points a game defensively, so they got a really good good front seven and good guys in the back end that can run around. They're a very seasoned group. You know, the senior class we have and the senior class that they have played against each other for a long time. We watched their game as sophomores, and it looked like it's going to be the same kids on the field still. So it's just been – they're really experienced, and they're coached really, really well. And, you know, offensively they got a big quarterback that runs the ball really, really well, and his twin brother starts on – defense at middle linebacker, which they're actually triplets. His sister's going to Florida State for softball, so they're 3 studs. So
wow,
it's going to be a good football game. Right now we're 1-2 in the district, so whoever wins will be with the opportunity to kind of coast through and do what they got to do to win the district.
Yeah, it's very important. We talked about that at the very beginning of the show, is win the district. Win your game, get your 15 points, and especially win the district, because you can be able to host those first 2 playoff games, which is really important. Talk a little bit about maybe outside, when you look at the other side of the district, about there has been some talk that 5A is kind of down in some ways as far as teams that were so solidified. But, you know, you have Wagner, you've got Blanchard, you got Tuttle, you got you guys, and all in that talk and that mix. Talk about how tough this 4A district is.
It is tough. You know, it's a big-time physical brand of football in our district. You know, 4A1's really physical. And it is tough week in and week out to stay healthy and get guys where they need to be. And, you know, it's not really a step down from what we're used to. You know, we've been going in 5A and then coming back down. People would think it'd be a easy road, and it's not. It's far from that. Yeah. You know, Weatherford's really good, Clinton's really good, Elk City's a good football team, and they're all really physical. And you know that takes a toll on your body, and the week in and week out of doing it. So it's something that we just got to be up for the challenge and continue to prepare the way we need to prepare and monitor the kids and their health. And so it's definitely not anything to look down on. It's a tough schedule.
How are you health-wise at this point?
Luckily, we're pretty good, knock on wood. You know, we're doing really well. I think we do a good job with monitoring that throughout the week, and we have a good athletic trainer in Ashley Love, and she takes care of our kids really well, brings them in for treatment, and we're blessed to have that. And I know not everybody has that, and so right now, so far so good.
So I always ask most of our coaches here because, we pick on coaches the fact that, well, we're never satisfied as coaches. So going forward to get better, still improving in some areas, how would you like to see the Elgin Owls improve?
I think if you were in film the last couple of days, you'd see that there's a lot of things to improve on. We have a lot of things we can do better. Getting off the field defensively this last week, Bridge Creek had an 8-minute drive, and I know that drove Coach Baker crazy. And offensively, we didn't do a lot of things the way that we're supposed to do them. We had success, we found success, but we didn't play our cleanest game, and we didn't do things the way that we're designed to do. And sometimes we ad-libbed when we didn't need to ad-lib. And so, finding that consistency obviously is something that you want to achieve going forward. And our kids will get there for sure. And so to me, just that consistency of doing what we do day in and day out, snap after snap, is kind of where we need to be going right now. Just do your job only, and good things will happen for the Owls if that happens.
Well, we're talking week 7. Is there somewhat a little bit of a mini depression? I know I get it. This time of the year, you work so hard, to get there, and you start the season, and then they're halfway point. But when you say week 7, you say, man, we only got a handful of games left, and then we're talking playoffs. But it always goes too fast, doesn't it?
Absolutely. You work year round for these games, and you're only guaranteed 10 of them. So
yeah,
it is a bittersweet feeling as you're getting closer to the playoff matches and those really exciting moments that you only get once or twice a year. And so it is kind of you're looking forward to doing that, but also you just want to be in the moment all the time, and you hate when the season ends anyways, and you're going to miss it. But it's flying by. And with the group that we have, we've been around them forever. I think Coach White said we've seen them play 1,800 snaps or something like that, and so it's kind of a little different feeling out there pregame, watching our kids warm up, and it's just it's more of almost an emotional feeling. Like, we've been with these kids for so long, and this is our last ride with them, and so we're trying to live in it moment by moment and really appreciate it while we have it.
It's going to be a very tough senior night, I'll tell you that.
Absolutely. No
there won't be a dry eye there on the staff because talk how special this senior class is. We've heard, if you're around the program enough, you've seen the pictures the moms have posted that you can kind of see them grow up right before your eyes, from just the little grade school football pictures that they were playing and then to get into the high school ranks. But just talk about the nucleus of how special this senior class has been.
Well, I'm watching them grow from, they were – an average junior high football team individually, and they've just grown and became a really, really good high school varsity football team, and it's been a blessing to be a part of, and something that we talked to the close guys about, the ones that have been there for a long time, is they're a direct reflection of the work that we've poured into them, so that's why for us as a staff it means so much to see them succeed and to do things the right way and to lead by example, and because they are the reflection of the work we put in what we believe in. So this class is it's really special. Last year's class was as well, but it's like you said, it's going to be really hard to hear.
Fast forward to that. Yeah. Now a little reflection moment. When did you realize that, okay, they went from an average, middle school kind of a cluster to a really good varsity football team? When did you really start to see the turn? When did you notice the change the most?
I think during their freshman year, you could see we took some licks for sure, but then you could kind of see as the season progressed. When that season ended, we hated it because we saw the growth from week 8 to week 9 to week 10, and we didn't make the playoffs that year, but we just wanted to keep going because we were going in the right direction, and seeing that right there was a big deal for us. And in middle school, like, your record can be kind of skewed because there's ways to win middle school games with doing things that your varsity might not do, and like double blitzing A gap in middle school, it's really hard to block, and those things, and you can attack certain positions that are that take longer to develop. So your record doesn't necessarily mean what you will be in high school, but obviously you want to win still. But these guys have really improved, and and you could just see it kind of click during their freshman year of what's to come.
It's been a special year, and we want that to continue on. Got some players with us, so why don't you grab the microphone and you tell us your name, your position, and what grade you're in.
My name is Hunter Jackson. I'm a senior, and I play safety.
No, hold on. We're one at a time. We'll just stick with you. Okay, we've got some questions for you. So how has this senior season been as far as, we were just talking about how you guys have been together for so long, and you're supposed to take in every moment because, this is already week 7. But how would you describe this season for you as a senior?
It's been good so far. Obviously, it's been flying by. Week 7 sounds crazy.
I know.
It felt like 7 weeks, but yeah, it's been great so far.
How did you want to improve coming in as a player? What did you want? How did you want to get better?
Well, I felt like I was good last year, but obviously in some areas like coverage and really fitting on the run. I really worked in the offseason on fitting on the run because that's where I need to improve the most.
Now, I know that you guys probably had the biggest fluctuation of a schedule that I've ever seen because it was like at the last moment to find out whether you were going to remain in 5A and 4A. And in your little juncture of being in school, you've seen the 4A, you went to 5A, and now back to 4A. How has that transition been for you as a player?
It's going good. I didn't play freshman year, so I didn't get a chance to play these 4A teams. But I played them growing up and obviously in middle school and stuff, so it's cool to go back down and play them.
What's your favorite food?
Probably my mom's chicken fried steak.
I'm glad you put mom's in front of it. That's always a good thing. You got little brownie points in there. What do you see yourself doing after graduation?
Hopefully wrestling in college.
Really? What weight class?
125.
Okay, and what are you at football weight now?
140.
Oh, wow. So we're going to have to drop some weight then, huh? Is this going to be the little gray suit in the shower running laps, or what? What's your routine?
Yeah, I mean, lots of running, not eating much.
Yeah, that's I was always the challenge. Now, I just like to play sports, so I was just involved in them. But my funny thing was in wrestling, they did not have a 170 weight class, and they had 167 and 185. But don't ask me why. That was long ago. I'm so old that they've changed all that. But I never had to worry about it because I weighed about 170, 70 something, and I wrestled 185, so I never had to cut weight. I saw the other guys that had to do that, but a challenge there. All right, well, best of luck to the rest of your way as senior. Give us one on the end. Give us your name, position, and what grade you're in.
My name's Colin Donnelly. I'm a senior, and I play middle linebacker and tight end.
All right, so, I mean, that's both sides of playing a little bit. Is there one that you favor over the other?
I definitely like playing linebacker. I mean, I love catching the ball. But
yeah, I understand. It's kind of an obvious question. Well, you got one coach here that says, well, I want you to catch the ball, and the other one says, yeah, I want you to give the slobber knocker there about the fit. What did you want to do to get better at being linebacker?
Definitely my feet. Been working on my feet. Been working on getting faster. Went to a lot of camps this summer. And,
did you really?
Yeah, and I worked on actually being a teammate, being a leader better this summer too. So
now, being a leader, because you got some underclassmen under you, are you more of a lead by example, or are you a vocal guy? How do you really mentor some of these younger guys?
Definitely lead by example, but then depends on the kid.
Okay.
I'm definitely my little brother. He plays on the team. He's a freshman, so I'm more vocal to him.
Okay, so I guess you can do that, and you're not get in trouble then. Yeah. I guess. All right. What is your favorite food?
My favorite food is steak.
All right.
My dad cooks steak and potatoes.
All right. How do you like it cooked?
Medium rare.
Medium rare. You're the man. I like it. We're on the same. So what is your favorite subject in school?
Math, actually.
Really? We have had more math answers. I don't know where that comes from. I really am bad at math. I'm not I didn't take to it. My sons took to it very naturally. I did not. What do you like about math? Does it just kind of come easy for you?
I think it comes easier for me.
Yeah.
Maybe not sometimes. Sometimes it's definitely confusing, but yeah, I think
depends on the class. Yeah. And what do you see yourself doing after graduation?
Going to play college football and maybe studying business.
Studying business. What would you see career-wise down the field? I know you don't have to decide today or even your freshman year in college, but is there anything that sticks out that you think that you could see yourself doing in the future?
I mean, owning a business for sure, but I don't know which type of one yet. But maybe construction or.
Okay. Well, you got something to look forward to. All right. You get to ride with the Owls the rest of the way here, and they got Weatherford on the slate for a Thursday game. As we mentioned, 10 of the 13 schools on the network are playing Thursday, only a handful that were playing Friday, so get ready for the fall slate of Thursday game. The Elgin Owls. So we still got the Eisenhower Eagles. We've also got the Cash Bulldogs. Walters Blue Devils in the house as well, and we'll talk to them right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
delicious Mexican cuisine? Head to La Gran Cantina at the west entrance of Central Plaza. We're open late, serving up handcrafted drinks and authentic Mexican dishes. Enjoy daily happy hour from 6 p.m. until closing time. La Gran Cantina. We're the perfect spot for both lunch and dinner.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
All right, back here at La Gran Cantina inside the mall. You can join us each and every Tuesday at 6 o'clock. We talk high school football. 6 area schools, all 3 Lawton schools, Cache, Elgin, and Walters. And you can come join us. Hey, we are in the private banquet room in the back. You can join us, yourself. You can reserve this for like birthdays, anniversaries, hail and farewells, maybe even Christmas coming up right around the corner. You can do that here at La Gran Cantina, and brand new, opened just yesterday, their location in Wichita Falls. So whether you want the old traditional family recipes or more of the modern recipes that they've got on the menu, 2 to choose from at La Gran Cantina. The Eisenhower Eagles are up next, and Coach, you got to say this is very physical when you talk about Putnam City schools. You're in the 6A realm now. This is what we talked about with very beginning of the season. You're playing foes that you're not really as familiar with. So after you saw the film, and coaches are never as they always say you're never as bad as you were, you're never as good as you were. So what did you take away from that film that you learned from this past week?
For us, man, I saw a lot of fight out of our guys. Man, they're showing up every day. When you look out there, you got 6, 7 sophomores playing at a time. You're hoping that them guys continue to show up, continue to grow, continue to learn. So, we thought we matched up with that team pretty well as far as athletically. We knew interior-wise we was going to be a little bit deficient, but, hey, you got to show up every day, put your pads on the same day. So, I thought I saw a lot of fight, saw guys playing. We played really well as far as, when things are going that way. They had an 8-minute drive in the third quarter that takes some time away. So now it kind of goes with what you want to call game plan wise, and as far as getting the ball, you can't just go out there and run. And they got a 2-touchdown lead and things like that. So just trying to cut down on some, managing the game, getting off the field on third down. Again, situational football, and again that's teaching young guys at that as well. So, helping these guys understand that when I'm out there, I got to understand all phases of the game, that I got to be focused at all times, know the situation in the game. So we're being able to teach, and that's the best part about it. Guys showing back up on Saturday morning, wanting to know how they can go out here and find out a way to win.
Well, coaches have been talking about fall break. How's fall break been for you? What kind of, sometimes it's a disruption. Homecoming is a disruption. Fall break is a disruption. There's no school. And, I was talking to one of your players who's joining us today, and they were saying, well, I guess you could let them decide, do you want mornings or afternoon? Yes, and they decided they wanted mornings.
That was it. Yes,
was that surprising when you thought, no, a lot of them want to sleep in, and we'll just stay with that afternoon?
Man, I'm going to be honest with this group, man, I honestly wasn't surprised. Like I said, they show up, and on Saturday they showed up that morning, ready to find out what we got to do, watch film. Sunday morning, I really just threw out a Sunday team meeting, and they all showed up for the team meeting, and we voted on morning and afternoon. Went with the mornings. They all showed up Monday morning ready to work. So, like I said, man, we got a really resilient group, man, and it's fun to have these guys. Man, I'm really blessed to have these guys. And like I said, especially when things aren't, when you don't got a bunch of wins happening back to back to back. And I think they know and they believe that we still got a chance at it.
Well, Javon Harris joins us, Eisenhower Eagles. We're talking about a switch for you, a switch for your new opponent. Piedmont was a 5A school that bumped up to 6A2. You were the 5A school that also jumped up. You've seen that back and forth. And Piedmont, from what I understand, unless they've changed, they'll just run the clock and run the ball, and they will not let you touch it. I watched MacArthur in the Duncan game this last week. Duncan did that, and I said, boy, that was flashbacks of Piedmont where they can run the ball, and they won't take a lot of time doing it. Right. And on a 12-minute quarter, you'll look up and you'll say, it's been 8 minutes, and we've not touched it yet.
Exactly.
So outside of that, what else have you seen from Piedmont?
I mean, again, man, another physical group. For us, it's about they've run the flex bone, so it's option football. The best part about it is on fall break. So, this is the only thing our kids got to focus on. Yeah. It's the only thing they get to go out here. We get a little bit more time.
And you're a Friday, too, by the way.
And we get the Friday game.
Yeah.
And it worked out in our favor. So, again, man, another team that, they lost a lot of seniors as well. So, for our guys, it's about going out. We've been close the last 2 years and actually been able to stop the option, get things going. We just got to go score the football. So I think that's our main concern right now is, figuring out ways that we can get the ball in the end zone, keep fighting on defense, and stop the ball in situations that we need to stop the football. Third and long is probably in my 2 years here for sure going on third. With this third year, that's been our biggest issue. So coming out there, practicing it, putting a mindset on it, and watching our leaders go out here and make sure that they can lead this team.
Well, the defense, of course, you just talked about it. That's assignment football. When you tell them it's assignment football, one's got pitch, one's got dive, one's got quarterback. How have they responded to that kind of, understanding that everybody's got a role and you're not going to guess and I'm not going to think that he's going to keep it? How have they responded to that?
I mean, for us, we just took the football out of defensive practice.
Wow.
So, you got an assignment, that's your assignment.
That's awesome. Way to go, Coach. I've never heard that philosophy. But, because how do you teach it? I feel like the thing is because I know kids are kids and they want to do guessing. They do a lot of, no, quarterback's going to keep it, he's mine. Then, what you had the dive or you had the pitch, and then all of a sudden out the gate, there they go.
Man, it's funny because in practice, Coach, what is
your assignment? That's right. You get this guy. I don't care if he's got the ball or not.
And we know, like I said, they got a few passes in there and things like that. But, if you can get in there, and I actually took this from when I was coaching college ball, and we had a problem with guys looking at the quarterback.
Right, peeking.
So in 7-on-7, I just took the football out.
Yeah.
And now you got to play your assignment. Nobody knows where the ball is going. The quarterback can look and do whatever he wants. So, and then obviously as you get older, you continue to learn and figure out things. Like we still do 7-on-7. We're going to throw out every route, and we'll put the ball in for that. But for the rest of practice is no football. Where are your eyes? What is your assignment? Go there. So, and they've responded very well to it. Yeah. Again, this isn't our first year playing it or, our first time. So the switch was easy for these guys to know, all right, we got Piedmont on the schedule. We know what they run.
Right.
Let's just go out here and play football and show them. And I think these guys are hungry for a win. So I'm excited to get out here on Friday.
Well, and the other thing is I don't know how long Piedmont has run this outside of saying forever. I mean, I don't ever know another word. I've never known Piedmont offense not running the flex bone and really controlling the clock. I mean, I think that's a smart philosophy. If you can do that, if you can run the ball and eliminate your offense, your opponent's offense to not be on the field hardly at all. Yes, I mean, it's frustrating when you watch a good team like that take off all of your 12 minutes and they took like 8 or 9, and you're going, man, I don't even have my ball there yet.
Man, it's the 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
That's right. It's nothing fancy about it. Yeah,
they'll take it.
And the other thing is the long huddle things too.
Yeah,
I mean, they'll take that. They'll take the clock down, and you're going. They're going to use every bit of that.
Yeah, and they still do. I mean, and they've been doing it for, like I said, since I've been here. They'll give you hurry up. They'll take forever.
Right.
They'll kind of roll, and work the same clock, but again, they're managing. So a challenge for our coaches this week as well, just making sure that we're managing the game as well. We got to have our game plan, stay within the realm of the game plan, and keep our guys positive the entire game. And I think that's going to be important this Friday.
All right. Got some players with us. So first one, grab the mic. Give us your name, what grade you're in, and what position.
I'm Raheem Mosey. I'm a sophomore, and I play middle linebacker.
So as a sophomore coming into this, how has that been? I mean, do you get a little starry-eyed from, this last year you were just playing freshman ball, and now, you get sophomore. Have you taken on that role? I mean, shouldered that enough?
Yes, sir. I mean, it's hard, but, I'm a varsity player. I got to do my assignment. And,
How has the team responded to you in that position?
They think I'm like the best person for the job for that.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, you've had to have proven that. They just don't give that out.
Yeah.
They don't say, hey, this kid's got a cool name and he's a sophomore. Let's play him, right?
Yeah.
All right. So how do you want to get better at what you do? How do you want to improve going forward?
Know every cause, be more explosive, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
And how has this fall break been for you? You like these morning practices? Are you the one that kind of voted for it, or are you silently saying, oh, man, I wish we would have just stayed with afternoons?
Well, I didn't really vote for this because my coach, he works in the morning, but it works for me.
Okay, so you'll take it. What is your favorite food?
Steak.
And how do you like it cooked?
Medium rare.
Okay, man, we got a lot of medium rares. I like that. We're in good company. Okay, and then what's your favorite subject in school?
Probably reading.
Reading. All right. Anything particular? Do you like to read, like on your off time?
Yes. Yeah.
What is your routine to get you into game mode? Are you kind of quiet, kind of shut your eyes kind of a guy? You got music on? What kind of gets you ready for game day?
I'm a very quiet person.
Quiet. So over in the corner and leave me alone, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. You got a guy right next to you. Give us your name, what grade, and what position you're in.
My name is Tanner Samilka. I'm in 11th grade, and I'm a offensive lineman.
Offensive lineman, yeah, okay. That's the big hogs up front there. You got a job to do, and a lot of times you guys don't get the accolades like you hear running backs and wide receivers, and you're in the trenches. What's it like week after week, especially in the physicality of games? Putnam City, very physical team. This week is going to be very physical. How do you think you're going to match up with that?
Honestly, I think I'm going to do pretty well because last week I also did pretty well last week. It wasn't that hard to beat those guys on the line.
You graded out okay, yeah. Well, what do you think is the best thing, the best technique that you use that makes you good at what you do?
My footwork. I have great steps when it comes to going in and out on most of our plays.
Okay. And what does it mean for you to be an Eagle?
Honestly, being an Eagle is probably just, it's hard to describe, but it's the pride because I think how in middle school I got the choice to go to MacArthur or go to Eisenhower, and I chose to go to Ike. It was just a gut feeling.
Okay.
And I go there, and I'm glad I went there.
Yeah.
I got to meet Javon Harris, a great coach, and one of my father figures.
Oh, that's really nice, too. I'm sure he likes that. His dad would be proud. We talked about that not too long ago, about what you do and how you influence, kids in programs and stuff like that. But, being that mentor and being that position is very, very important. How would you still like to get better and improve at O-line?
Probably be 100% sure of what I'm doing. Trusting the man next to me 100%, not just 75 or 99%, 100%,
Sometimes this happens with linemen. How well are you accepting if you had to switch, like if you're at tackle to go to guard or maybe even go to center, next man up and shuffle around? How comfortable are you in knowing those positions and that you can do that?
I'd say I'm pretty comfortable. Before the season started, I was a right guard.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And now you're where?
I'm a right tackle.
Okay, so you went from that's pretty important, going from guard to tackle. So on that side, all right. Eisenhower Eagles Friday. You get to play a Friday game at home. What's it like to come back to Cameron Stadium?
It's nice. It's familiar. I've been there a while.
Yeah. It'll be nice, too, because when you're kind of like the only games in town, the locals will have something to want to go do. And, Thursdays there's a game at Cameron, and now there's a Friday, but a lot of the other games are already played. So you're going to be one of the ones that are going to be featured across the state. How cool is that?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I like that. All right, Eisenhower Eagles, Piedmont Wildcats, Friday, and you can catch the pregame at 6:30 and the game kicked off at 7 o'clock. Javon Harris and the Eisenhower Eagles joining us. Have the Cash Bulldogs, Walters Blue Devils still yet to talk to. We'll do that right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
delicious Mexican cuisine? Head to La Gran Cantina at the west entrance of Central Plaza. We're open late, serving up handcrafted drinks and authentic Mexican dishes. Enjoy daily happy hour from 6 p.m. until closing time. La Gran Cantina. We're the perfect spot for both lunch and dinner.
Landmarks. They stand as symbols, reminding us of history and moments that shape our lives. We create our own landmarks. At Becker Raybon Funeral Home, we understand the importance of honoring these moments. Let our compassionate team help you celebrate the life and legacy of your loved one. Offering a range of services to honor the stories that matter most, we believe that every life leaves a mark that deserves to be cherished and remembered. Becker Raybon Funeral Home, honoring the landmarks of your life.
All right, back here at the La Gran Cantina inside the mall. Hey, don't forget, they have got their brand new location in Wichita Falls, just opened up yesterday. So if you're ever going to go south and you're going to go to Wichita Falls, Texas, you can catch the La Gran Cantina down there as well. So they're old traditional family recipes. They've got the modern menu, and they've got their reserved space where you can come out and have a birthday celebration, hail and farewells, maybe even Christmas. We're talking around the corner at La Gran Cantina inside the mall. Cash Bulldogs here on the slate next. And how has fall break been for you guys?
Oh, it's been pretty good. We've had to practice in the afternoon, kind of keep our normal schedule because we have so many seniors and juniors that are in Cameron classes. And Cameron's in session this week, so we kind of kept same schedule, kind of bumped it up by an hour or two. So
I think Elgin was doing the same thing because I think they were in the same situation. You had a lot of them that, we always talked about fall break being universal, but then we even talked about college. And then, if they're doing concurrent enrollment, they're not out, So I said, okay, you kind of work with it. But afternoons is something that they're kind of familiar with because they get out of school and they have an afternoon practice. So break down the game film from last week, what you liked, what you thought you could still be working on.
Well, I think our defense played really, really well. I think we went out and stopped the run, and that was a big key. And offensively, Weatherford had a good game plan against us. They put about 8 guys in the box and
dare you to throw.
Yeah, try to make us do some things differently. And
right.
When they have a Division I athlete out there defending the field and the edge, it's hard to get to the edge. And they packed the box and made it tough. And I think we could have done some things differently that would have helped us out, but we're going to learn from that and move on. Defensively, I think it's just tough. We saw it with the Sooners this weekend when your defense is on the field so much and they're playing really, really well, it's hard to continue doing that. And then at the end, the most frustrating thing is the special teams flaws. And we had our punter drop a punt and just had to kick it out of the back of the end zone for a safety, and then we had a block punt at the end of the game, just a young guy that we had on punt that just, didn't secure his gap. Guy went right through, blocked it, picked it up, scored. So those are the things that we cannot let happen, and that's on me to kind of secure those things up. And
it's a learning experience real time in a game like that, and it's always a hard way to learn it. And, special teams, I know as a struggle for a high school coach, you only have limited time and you pour so much in offense and defense. And I'm not saying there's a neglect because you always have it in there, a package. But it seems like special teams is not really what's repped like the other two, like offense and defense. And so that kind of is shown, I guess, in a time. But you've taken the benefit for it because I've seen you run a kickoff, start a game for a touchdown too. So I guess you've had the good and the bad with special teams.
Yeah, the biggest thing is if we move the ball, we're not backed up. So when we're having to back up, when we're having to punt, when we're backed up on our side of the field, it makes it tough because they're going to bring quite a bit of people and it's hard to protect. So the biggest thing is we got to move the ball, get the ball out of our territory and into their territory and flip the field. So.
All right, Tanner Thompson, our guest here for the Cash Bulldogs this week. So break down what you've seen with Bridge Creek and then what you need to do for a win on Thursday.
Yeah, Bridge Creek, they play extremely hard and they have some good schemes in what they're doing. I think they're coached well. And the biggest thing is I think up front we have a little bit of an advantage. And then special teams, we have an advantage because they really don't have a kicker. So, I mean, those are the two things I think we need to go out and exploit that. And biggest thing offensively, we changed things up. We got to move the ball. We got to score points, and that's the biggest thing. And defensively, you know, if we stop the run like we did last week and we eliminate some of the busts we had and just little things, you know, younger guys that are playing, eliminate those busts in the secondary, I think we'll have a good shot to go have a big win Friday.
Well, and the other thing is, you Friday or Thursday?
I'm sorry, Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
Don't
Thursday.
freak me out.
Yeah.
I got scheduling to do, and I said I only had 3 games on Friday. So used to Friday routine. And back home, that's going to be really nice after a road trip like that.
Yeah, it is. So.
Confines of Ulrich Stadium. All right, so let's get our players here. I'll let you grab the microphone. Tell us your name, what position you play, and what grade you are in.
My name is Paulus Cash. I play defensive end and tight end, and I'm a junior.
All right, so junior playing both sides of the ball. Do you have a favorite that you like to lean to, that you like to play more if you had to pick one over the other?
Defense.
And why so?
Because I've been playing in like my whole life, and it's more like natural and just more fun.
Yeah, well, you know, you get to go hit somebody and not be punished for it, right? You know,
Yes,
so
sir.
how has this season been for you so far?
I mean, we've had some struggles, but we keep getting better every week, and that's really just all that matters.
You know, you got that pack and that coming together, that family thing, and you know, how has that been as far as a gel? Because you know, and Eisenhower was talking about this too. When you don't have as wins come like that, you know, it's kind of. It gets to be in the 7th week a little bit challenging, but how has been the morale so far, up to this point?
I mean, we like stay together, and we've been together because like we preach about family and loving and serving.
Yeah.
So that's what we've been doing, and just pushing through every week, and just having trust.
How is it that you're coming back home? How nice is it to get a home game this week?
It's really nice. It's really nice.
What's about fall break been for you? What have you been doing when you're not practicing, like in the morning and you don't have to come in the afternoon? What's been your routine?
Just sleep.
I was going to say a lot of sleep. I think that's what fall breaks are. So a lot of sleep that goes in. What's your favorite food?
My favorite food is chicken sandwiches.
Chicken sandwiches.
Yeah.
All right. Any specific way? I mean, is it a fried chicken patty or what is it?
Yeah, fried chicken patty.
And where do you find the best one at?
Really like when my mom cooks it. I like when my mom cooks it.
That's always good. You know, you're in good company when you say mom does it the best. Yeah. All right, and what's your favorite subject in school? Math, man. Math, more power to you. You guys are great. I love you mathematicians. You know, you got to get someone that knows all those numbers. It just kind of comes easy for you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And how cool is it to come back home after an away game to kind of, get a home game now again?
It's good because I can like lock in more, and I don't gotta like worry about the schedule and all that.
Yeah, and just kind of show up and play, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, you got one more player next to you. Give us your name, what grade, and what position you're in.
My name is Micah Coleman. I'm a wide receiver in DB, and I'm a junior.
All right, so flying around both sides of the ball because you got to have a speed to be doing both of that. So how do you condition yourself to be playing that many snaps in a game?
I don't know. I just run.
I think Coach likes that answer too. You just run. Don't worry about it. Just get out there and run. Let's talk about how this year has been for you. He talked about family and that connection. How has it been for the Cash Bulldogs this year?
I mean, yeah, we've been struggling, but like, it's like family. We're all together, and like, I've known all of them since I was a little kid.
Okay, so you kind of grew up with that in the program. So what did you see on Bridge Creek there when Coach broke down game film that gets you excited to play this game?
Like you said, they don't have a kicker, so I think we could return the ball easier, and our special teams won't be as struggling that much.
You've been able to have some success. I know Coach talked about your non-success in special teams, but some of your kickoff returns, some of your punt stuff, that's been kind of coming together. So you guys maybe can show your stuff this week on Thursday. How about that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what's your favorite food?
My favorite food has to be Chinese food.
Oh, really? And where do you get the best?
The Junction.
Junction. All right. Well, and that's also bulgogi though too. Like you like that? Some of that.
Yes, sir.
All right. That's good. And so what is your favorite? And don't say math. What is your favorite subject in school? I'm just teasing.
It has to be science.
Science. Okay, well, that's a tough subject too. Then, yeah, all right. What does it mean since you've been around the program and that? So, what does it really mean to be a Bulldog?
For me, it means to be a Bulldog to be like have tradition, like carry on the tradition from the last Bulldogs. Like I have the same number as my brother did. Kyrie Coleman.
Yeah.
And so.
How special is that to wear your brother's number?
It feels pretty good. Because he was really good at football.
Okay, but, if you're going to compare, you say, who wore the number better, you or him?
I'm going to have to say me.
I'm sure he'll have something to say about that, but, that's okay. You got some still stuff to prove yourself. All right. Well, good luck on this Thursday matchup. Big fans, on the network of all of our schools and how you can perform on Thursday on a fall break game there at home. 6:30 for the pregame, 7 o'clock for the kickoff. Well, we got the Walters Blue Devils in the house. Yeah, we're going to talk to them, too. They've got a big matchup with Minco coming to town, and that will be an interesting one to talk about. That's going to separate the men from the boys. These are these district separations Thursdays, we'll call it. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Craving delicious Mexican cuisine? Head to La Gran Cantina at the west entrance of Central Plaza. We're open late, serving up handcrafted drinks and authentic Mexican dishes. Enjoy daily happy hour from 6 p.m. until closing time. La Gran Cantina. We're the perfect spot for both lunch and dinner.
Memorial Medical Group's orthopedic specialists are the most experienced team in Southwest Oklahoma. Our orthopedic surgeons are trained to diagnose and treat shoulder, knee, hip, hand, and foot conditions, as well as orthopedic trauma, sports, or work-related injuries. And they're the only ones in the area to offer Mako robotic-assisted surgery for knee and hip replacement. When you need bone and joint help, trust MMG Orthopedics to get you back to living your best life.
All right, we are back here at La Gran Cantina inside the mall. We got 6 area schools that we talked to with the 3 Lawton schools, Cache, Elgin, and Walters. You can join us each and every Tuesday here at 6 p.m. at La Gran Cantina. And brand new to the Wichita Falls area with their second location. You can check them in Wichita Falls. They opened yesterday with a big celebration. You can be a part of that, too. You can come here Tuesday. You can also reserve this back banquet room big enough for birthdays, anniversaries, hail and farewells, maybe even at Christmas time with the Christmas party. So Walters Blue Devils here. Going to talk about, very excited to see this matchup coming up. But before we get to Minco, let's break down last week's game, what you were pleased with and what you thought you come out of it.
Well, it was such I was not – I couldn't get out of there fast enough last Friday night. I mean, the environment was –
hostile?
Well, it was very hostile, but just the way their kids played and the way they did things, it was disappointing to see that a football program's in that state. The way their kids acted, talked, and did things was unbecoming of the sport. And so I was disappointed about that. We walked out of there with so many penalties that it was just, like I said, it was one of those games you don't want to be a part of. Kids throwing punches and things. And I felt one of the things I can take away from it is I was really pleased with our kids that they didn't respond to any of that, and we just continued to play the game. All the flags being thrown and things that just kept going on. It was rough to be there and see that. Not fun, even though we took a big victory there. But, we learned some lessons from it. And that's what I told the kids. Life's going to throw adversity at you, and you have to just worry about the things you can control and march on, and we did that, and I was pleased with that.
Yeah, I think you kind of pre-warned them about this. In fact, I think that this was our conversation a week or so ago, is that, okay, this is what's going to happen and you're going to know it, but this is how you're not going to respond and how to control that. But, you said even though you saw that adversity, you were still pleased with how your team responded, that they didn't react to that and take the bait, so to speak.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that, like I said, life will throw things like that at you. You just got to learn to be the bigger person. And, it was unfortunate to see that state of programs in. And hopefully pray for that bunch and of kids and their program that it gets better.
What about X's and O's coming away from the game, about what you took away from?
Well, one of the things I was really pleased with, we threw the ball better than we have all year. We had a touchdown pass and completed some passes down the stretch. We scored 22 points and never had an offensive play at the beginning of the game. So,
wow.
We took the opening kickoff back and then an interception for a return for a touchdown and then a punt return for a touchdown. And like I said, our offense hadn't even seen the field yet. So, our kids, like I said, played hard, saw a lot of great things. There were some things that they taught us we needed to work on as well. So, there's some things that we worked on today that we took away from the game the other night. One of those things is they ran the speed option with some success against us, especially on the weak side. So we really repped that hard in practice today and shored that up.
Well, you got Minko coming to town, and they had a good playoff run last year. They were, I think, senior heavy last year. They lost a lot to graduation. Still trying to find themselves, as you guys are finding your position in this district. Then too, with your playoff run last year, talk about how important this matchup is for the district and your faring for how this will all shape out when it comes to playoffs.
Well, right now we're fighting for second place unless someone knocks Christian Heritage off. And so every game counts, every point matters. And that was one of the things I told the kids the other night. We need to make sure that we kept our 15 points even when we put the young kids in the second half and let them play a lot. But, Minko, they're so well coached and they do such a good job. Their kids play so hard. I know their record doesn't reflect it, but it's going to be a dogfight out there Thursday night. They're good. They've got a lot of talent over there, and like I said, they're very well coached. They're a storied program for the past 10, 12 years. They've been a force to be dealt with in the lower level classes, and they just a great job up there, and we're going to have to really play well to have a chance against them.
Well, what's it like to play this game though at home though?
Well, I'm glad we've got it at home. It's been a long year on the road. We've only had 2 home games so far, and looking down the stretch here, we've got 3 of our last 4 at home, and that's going to be good for us to not have to travel and be in front of our own crowd and play there at home where we're familiar and comfortable. It's exciting to have them here, and it's going to be a real interesting game. One of the things that in March I didn't know I was going to be where I'm at, and their coaching staff came down and visited me in March and learned our offense. So,
oh, my. There we go.
So,
wow.
We're going to be facing a lot of the things of our own offense.
Well, at least you'll know it, though, Coach.
Yeah, so, I mean,
hey, maybe you'll get lucky and they'll use the same terminology. You'll say, wait, I know this play. I know this play.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I saw on film when watching it that I was really familiar with.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure they are, too. So, it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a great atmosphere. It's like I told our kids, when we played Hobart, and like I told them today at practice, there's not a lot of glory in beating teams that are not very good. But
right.
when you go into games like this is why you play the game. This is why you coach. This is where the fun's at. You want a good, tight, close game. You want a good, quality opponent because you achieve so much more when you have that victory. So it's going to be exciting Thursday night, and we're looking forward to it.
Coach Griffin from the Walters Blue Devils joins us during our coaches show, and you're a routine menu guy. How was the taquitos tonight?
They're good. I hadn't got to finish them, but they're good.
Yeah, they're still stayed warm there for you on the plate. Okay, got a couple players with us, so grab the mic, give us your name, what grade you're in, and what position you play.
Gage Berry, senior right tackle and defensive end.
All right, I think we've seen you before, haven't we?
Yes, you have.
All right, okay, so I kind of remember that. How has this season been?
It's been, I mean, a good word is just successful so far. I mean, we dropped one, but it was a mistake that we we learned from it. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
And it's like we feed off that every day in practice. That you don't want to practice like that or play like that ever again.
I was wondering how you guys were going to respond to that. Now, a big matchup here with Minco. How you see that this matchup here? How important is it for this week on Thursday?
I mean, it's really important because there's people you can make the argument that we beat teams that we should beat, but like Minco will be, like Coach Griffin puts it, a dogfight. And back in our freshman year, they destroyed us back then because they were big back then, really good, and so it's just kind of like almost like a revenge game. And I mean, we really want to put it out there that we're for real again this year.
All right, so great opportunity there. And what about you in the trenches there having to do with a physical game such as that? What do you have to look forward to in this matchup?
I mean, it's physical is a great way to put it. It's great whenever you can make those defensive linemen mad and they start trying to fight you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how you know you're doing your job. So, I mean, it's great.
Now, coming from, Coach just mentioned it about last week. We don't overemphasize how bad that was, but how hard was it for you to contain what you were seeing and what you were hearing when, that's not really what competitive football is supposed to be? And Coach warned you about it, but how you didn't have to respond like they wanted you to.
I mean, for me, I can't speak for everybody. It's not hard for me to not talk back or fight back because – I mean, I don't know why they choose me, but they always try and fight me every game. I never say a word on the field.
Maybe that's why.
Punches.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be why, but it's not very hard for me to not say anything. I could see why it would be hard because, I mean, they were just saying some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's just more when you're up by more than, 3 or 4 touchdowns,
yeah.
We're winning, you're not. So.
Right, well, that's the scoreboard, yeah. What's your favorite food?
It's either cane still or whenever my dad makes steak.
Okay. And what is it like to have this crew here next to you? Half of Walters always comes, or at least half the team comes each and every. That means a lot for support because, they're not in the program with us, but they're here to support you. What does it mean to get that kind of support?
Oh, it means the world. I mean, it shows our word this week when we talk as a team is love.
Oh, and see, I forgot. You have the word of the week. Okay, love. Okay.
Yes, and, I mean, it just shows it. We have 5 guys other than us 2, and then Coach and his wife. And it shows the love that our team has. I mean, it's that small town football. Like I could trust each one of these guys with everything in my life, every bone in my body.
That's great. That's why we love to play it. We love to watch you play it. All right, you got a guy next to you, and give us your name, what position, and what grade you're in.
I'm Caden Griffin. I'm a senior, and I'm a running back and middle linebacker.
Okay, so what's this senior season been like?
It's been pretty good besides the one game that we dropped.
Well, I understand that, but was it just like what he said, a learning, because it really wasn't your best game. So it wasn't like, okay, we just got flat out outplayed and got beat. Mm-hmm. It was kind of like, well, we left some stuff on the field and we really didn't play our best, and so you're going to get our best. So what is Minco going to see on Thursday?
A lot of smash mouth football.
So kind of like what he says, revenge game from the freshman year of having to play them. Yeah. It's weird how you can remember those things. They kind of stick right in the back of your mind, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, what's your favorite food?
Chicken strips.
Chicken strips. And where do you get the best chicken strips around?
Anywhere, to be honest.
Anywhere? Okay. And then what's your favorite subject in school?
Athletics.
All right. That's a good class to have. And then what does it mean for you to be a Blue Devil?
It means a lot. I've lived here my whole life, and I've grown up with a lot of my teammates, going all the way back to Pee Wee. We've played together, so it means a lot.
Okay, so if the word of the week is love, how are you going to show it this week? Or are you just going to accept it? You're going to accept his love and Coach's love. Is that
for my teammates on the field?
Okay, all right. So there you go. You got to show it too, not just receive it. Recipients. All right. Well, good luck, Minco. I can't wait. I just kind of wish there was enough of me to go around to be in all the different places of all these different matchups because week 7, 8, 9 gets really excited because some of those matchups you've been waiting to see how everybody was going to fare in the district, but this is one of those that you want to circle on your calendar to watch on Thursday because we've got 10 of those games games on Thursday. The other 3 will be on Friday of the 13 schools on the network. So we'll close things out, but the Walters Blue Devils catch them on Thursday at home. And what Coach says, 3 of the last 4 games are at home. And if you've never experienced a Walters Blue Devil football game, I really highly recommend it. I did that one last year, and it is a bunch of fun. I did it on homecoming night. That's probably the best night to have it on.
Probably so.
Yeah, it's a good time to go. All right, we'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Delicious Mexican cuisine? Head to La Gran Cantina at the west entrance of Central Plaza. We're open late, serving up handcrafted drinks and authentic Mexican dishes. Enjoy daily happy hour from 6 p.m. until closing time. La Gran Cantina. We're the perfect spot for both lunch and dinner. Yeah, the Central Plaza, that is where we are at La Gran Cantina each and every Tuesday for our coaches show. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. For those on Facebook, give us a like and give us a follow there. And then download the app. And I say the app because that's important, because a lot of what people are doing at times I've seen is they go on our website on their phone, which is fine. You can find us at oksportsnet.com. But I'm going to tell you the value of what the app is, because if you just go to oksportsnet.com, then you have to go click on the channel of the team that you want to watch. If you're on the app, all of the live broadcasts are on the top. And so that means you can go to every single live that's going on right now on the app. So download the app. It's free to download, free to watch on Apple and Android devices. Also, Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. We mentioned the YouTube subscription for those who are watching on YouTube, and on Facebook. You can give us a like there. And then find us on the other social media platforms like Instagram and X. So 10 ball games on Thursday during this fall break, 3 games on Friday, all a full slate of Week 7. And we'll be back next Tuesday to talk about the closeout of the season with just a couple of weeks of that regular season left. And what does the playoff picture start to look like? Well, you've been watching a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network at the La Gran Cantina, and we'll see you next Tuesday right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Delicious Mexican cuisine? Head to La Gran Cantina at the west entrance of Central Plaza. We're open late, serving up handcrafted drinks and authentic Mexican dishes. Enjoy daily happy hour from 6 p.m. until closing time. La Gran Cantina. We're the perfect spot for both lunch and dinner.